Good morning. That heat crank right on as soon as we get started, huh? It is Friday, January 22nd. And the sun is shining today. I've had some beautiful sunny days this week. I'm very pleased about this. Getting together today with my good friend Susie. I have a couple Susies in my life. I'm very lucky to have them. And we're gonna get some food and catch up. She's a fellow yoga teacher and also a doula. And she's someone who's introduced me to all sorts of really fascinating podcasts and books, and really this whole field of somatic therapy and diving deeper into the world of embodiment. So I'm grateful to her. She's just an amazing spirit. So I'm excited to catch up in a few hours. Part of my goal this year, and it seems to be trending, at least among people that I surround myself with and talk to, seems to be a theme this year, and in general in this phase in my life, to really understand what my own truth is, to know myself better, to turn down the noise of distraction and numbing and escapism and hiding and all these different survival mechanisms we do as human beings, to strip them down and see them for what they are and not conquer them, so to speak. Actually, really not a fan of that languaging. Triggers something in me. It's more about noticing and being curious and asking questions when those things arise, those survival mechanisms, those familiar ways of being that feel restrictive, or patterns that keep me in a loop, thought patterns. And one thing that I'm noticing about myself lately, and I haven't really explicitly noticed before, but now feels very obvious, is how in the evenings it's easier for me to feel down, to feel sad, to feel anxious, which is interesting because I know in Alzheimer's and dementia patients, there's something called sundowners, they call it, where their memory is worse at night, where they can become more emotional at night as the sun goes down. So I wonder, of course, why that might be and what it is that I'm feeling. It seems like, I think, a pretty apparent or obvious reason for me. I'm going to adjust you a little bit. You're up on the ceiling. An obvious place to look is, well, at night I'm not filled with the normal distractions of the day. I don't have I'm not chipping away at my to-do list anymore. I used to burrow into that late into the night, that impacted my sleep, of course. So I try to stop at least as early as I can, at least an hour or so before bed. 2 would be preferable. So I don't have all the things to distract myself. I also notice I'm kind of sometimes beating myself up for things that I didn't get done that day. So I think that's part of it. And I know blue screens at night can impact the mood as well as the sleep, of course, but I know that it can I'm learning that it can impact the mood as well. So when I fall into a pattern of wanting to watch something on Netflix or scroll the internet, that apart from the content that I'm taking in, which very reasonably can impact my mood, the light itself. And the main feeling that I notice I'm getting exposed to at night when I don't have all my distractions, when I don't have all the noise, lately has been loneliness. Now, I'm someone who enjoys my solitude. I can focus better, I can create, I can think. But I am, like all human beings, a social creature, and this social distancing has made it even more challenging to meet people or see friends in person or see family in person. And while I enjoy being single, I learn a lot about myself. I grow tired of kind of the long distance sort of partnerships I'm developing. While they're lovely, the person I'm talking to right now lives far away, so it's just more interacting with my phone, which makes me feel lonelier. You know, I look to the phone for that dopamine hit to have that interaction with that person or with whatever friends I'm talking to that day as well. But really craving that in-person contact. So I know the pandemic won't go on forever, and there are certainly people in my life I can go see in person, just make an effort. And I think it's also a window into where I might be still abandoning myself, not being with myself, that can create some of the sense of loneliness too. Though I think that that's something I've made big strides in, starting to be there for myself more. Not abandoning myself for the emotional eating as often, not escaping to shows or to the internet as often. Not working myself to the bone as often. Listening. That's really what this period of my life is all about. And right now, what I'm hearing is that I've got some loneliness. Loneliness is visiting me. So I know it won't be forever. And I'm grateful for the people I do have in my life that I get to see on a regular basis. I'm excited again to see Susie today. So that's what's in my mind and my heart right now, in my cells. So if you're feeling this too, if this is something you can relate to, I'm sending you a big hug. I know it's not the same as in person, but hopefully it brings a smile to your face and warmth to your heart. Thank you for being here. I love you.